Whether you think that they are classic films or not, you can't deny The Evil Dead and Halloween left a huge imprint in horror history. But is RetroRealms for the Nintendo Switch any good? Let's have a little look. I didn't know about this game until I was browsing in CEX. A quick Google search later and I soon realised that this wasn't a common game. Although it was only released in October of last year, it seems to be a tough game to get hold of. Not so much for the PS5 and Xbox, but the Switch version is, by my search, non-existent. Even on the Nintendo eShop, only Halloween is available and the rest of the characters are DLC. The RetroRealms arcade has been removed. But what do you get? You have two games, essentially the same, but with two different movie titles. On one side you have Ash vs The Evil Dead. You play as one of four characters, Ash Williams, Laurie Strode, Kelly Maxwell and Michael Myers. The game is a side-scrolling hack and slash with a 16-bit style appearance. In the corner of the screen is your health, which is represented by actual hearts. Below that is a meter for the Dark Realm, and below that is your sub-weapon. Throughout each level there are crates that will contain items such as money, ammo and health. Depending on who you're playing as, health will come in different forms, like hypodermic needles, fizzy drinks and cocktails. You can jump, attack, fire sub-weapons and the ability to switch to the Dark Realm. Your main attack is with your weapon. In Ash's case, this will be the chainsaw. He can attack left and right as well as up and crouched. A jump attack and a downward attack, which is similar to Scrooge McDuck's attack in DuckTales, holding the attack button will charge up a secondary attack. This will allow Ash to fire his boomstick, but you need plenty of time to charge this up. You can also crouch and slide to get through tight gaps, and wall jump. Every character will have a choice of sub-weapons that can be found as a package on the floor, or for Michael it'll be a person to sacrifice. You'll have a limited amount of these, but they're very effective for killing enemies fast. If you have a blade for Ash or a pitchfork for Michael, these will cut through multiple enemies at once, which is great when they're all in a row. There are collectibles hidden in every level that can sometimes be easy to claim, yet others seem impossible to get to. This is where you need the access to the Dark Realm. At a press of a button you'll be transported to the Dark Realm, where a path will become clear to collect an item. Depending on the character, this could be a pumpkin, an F-bomb, or a page of the Necronomicon. You'll need to be quick because you only have a limited time to get what you need. Once a meter is run out, you'll be transported back to the real world. And in some cases you can break open a case nearby that can contain an item that will refill your gauge, but staying in the Dark Realm for too long will draw lots of enemies towards you. There are also cinema tickets to find as well, which will unlock items in the hub section of the game. When it comes to the boss battle, you'll need to pay attention. Even the early bosses caught me out a lot, but having patience and learning their next move will be the difference between death and survival. At the end of each level you get the option to spend some cash. You can extend your health, reduce your charge time to gain extra moves as well as other things. Unfortunately some items can't be purchased until you completed later levels of the game. But is this game any good? For people who like these reimagined retro style games, then add this one to your list. This is very pleasing on the eye. This is developed by WayForward, who are becoming the new Capcom in my opinion. They have made some great games over the years and they seem to know their niche. The graphics are fantastic and really capture the 16-bit vibe, and there's always something going on in the background, like someone being ripped in half or impaled on a tree. The controls are fine, but I'm not sure if there's a little bit of input lag or I'm just too slow to react. It could just be the frames of animation, but you have to attack slightly early to connect with the enemy or you get hit. The levels are basic yet still fun to do, and after a few levels it starts to become hard to get through. At certain points it reminds me of the AVG endgame, where you get stuck at the same point and lose a few lives trying to time a jump whilst enemies are coming from all directions. If you die, then it's back to the start, which means any collectibles you previously picked up are now back where they came from. There's bucket loads of gore, which adds to the charm of the game. Just the appearance of this game screams excellent, but it does have its flaws. A difficulty option would have been nice, and maybe tweak the controls a little bit, but it's still a really good game to play. There's not much more I can say is wrong with it. Some people say it's a bit too short for what you pay, but personally, if a game is short, but it has a lot of effort put into it, and has big replay value, then I don't care if it's full retail. I'm still in the early stages of the game, but so far, I love every second of it. WayForward have made what could be a future rare classic here. I give it 76%.